Do you know what? It's so annoying. I never have any money. I really need money. I want to buy more fragrances. I need to buy more running shoes. I have all these other subscriptions for the gym, for Netflix, all these things that I need. I just don't have enough money. Wish I was a millionaire or something like that. I suppose at least I'll smell like $1 million. So yes, good afternoon. It is that time again. Yes, I'm going out for a walk this afternoon, and I have to say my brother is currently out at the minute, so I've nicked the other new Lush fragrance. If you saw me recently, I did a review of Lush Banoffee Pie, which I bought. Really like this one. If you haven't seen the review on that one, please check it out. I did also smell this one in the shop, and my brother decided after smelling it there to order it online, and yeah, I'm very glad to see it's come now. Obviously, we'll talk about price base money later, but the sticker's still on it, so that saves me a job trying to Google it as well. But what does $1 million actually smell like? So we're going to go into that in a minute. But if you haven't seen these reviews for, essentially what I'm going to do on my walk, I'm going to rank this fragrance on 5 categories. We're going to look at its price value for money, we're going to look at its versatility, compliment factor, projection, so how much I'm noticing it during my walk, and its longevity, so when we get nearer the end of the walk, can I still smell it? So yeah, what we'll do, we'll just talk about what is in $1 million based on the description on the front. So the best bit with Lush is they don't really give you a huge amount of notes anyway, and they just basically tell you what it is in the description as it is, and there's a little bit on the back as well normally which tells you about it. So $1 million, it says rosewood and lavender lift tonka into elegance. So we've got rosewood, lavender and tonka. It's already told you straight away in the first sentence. Into elegance for an effortless gourmand that knows its worth. Give it a whirl if you do too. So a little bit more description on that. It says based on our $1 million sunscreen. So you don't know, Lush actually do these like sunblocks. They're like a bath block. I think you shower with them, rub them on your skin, and then it's got like an SPF 50 or something. Very weird. Never tried it, but obviously they must have this smell in that one. It says based on our $1 million sunscreen, this gently citrus kissed and exquisitely balanced fragrance offers a glimpse towards sunnier climates without breaking the bank. Ironically, $1 million breaking the bank. I like it. Lush are quite punny with their puns. So I'm going to spray this one a little bit now, just to get an idea of what it smells like and see what we can detect. Yeah, you're definitely getting a bit of that creamy lavender. That's the first thing I'm getting from this. Look, it's a little bit, it's not like Le Male. The Le Male's kind of got that vanilla lavender combination. That creaminess certainly isn't as strong here. I don't think it's obviously got any vanilla in it. It's actually a much more natural lavender. It's a very calming lavender, and I like that a lot actually. See, I smelt this in the shop the other week, and I wasn't that keen on it. I think the problem is when you go into a Lush shop, you know what it's like. If you're smelling body sprays that smell like banana and then ones that smell like strawberry, for example, everything becomes overpowering. This one isn't that sort of scent. Lavender can be quite a tame note in fragrances, and it is quite tame. It's not loud, this one. It's quite subtle, but it smells really nice. It's really nice, really natural. Yeah, I like this a lot. It does say an effortless gourmand. I'm not really sure I'm getting the gourmand elements to this. No, not particularly. I'm going to spray a little bit more. I'm very sorry, Jack. I'll buy another one if I need to. But yeah, it's nice. It is very nice, and it's certainly that lavender that is the most prominent thing in here. It's yeah, again, tonka bean, I think it just sort of smooths off the edges with this fragrance. Rosewood, maybe. I'm not getting anything too strong here, certainly not too floral anyway, or really strong on woods or anything like that. Interesting, very interesting fragrance this. And yeah, what we'll do then, we'll head out now, because this is the first time I've smelled this, honestly, since that one time I sprayed in the shop. So I'm looking forward to giving it a score here. I really don't know what I'm going to give this one, so yeah, let's just hope the weather stays dry, and yeah, get on with the review. I started work at 7 o'clock this morning, and honestly, it has pretty much rained all day. Looking at how wet outside is, I can't really see because I don't have any windows from where I'm working. But the minute I get back, the sun has come out and it is gorgeous, and that is one reason to be positive. But another reason to be positive is I'm going on holiday tomorrow, and this heat wave, this good weather, is apparently meant to stay. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it, but currently the signs are good, so that's another reason to be positive. I suppose a triple reason to be positive, course, is I'm reviewing this fragrance $1 million, and I'm really glad my brother got this one, because yeah, I wasn't going to get it myself. I had a choice, I had two, couldn't really afford to get them both, so now I can finally smell this one and give it a bit more of a review, a bit more of a chance, because I wasn't overly that enamoured by it when I first tried it. So if you look at the price, it is £35 on Lush's website, which is one of their higher end prices actually. You know, they tend to sort of, well, they've gone up a little bit actually. Their sort of middle range ones tend to be £28. They now all seem to have gone up to 29. 35 to 40 seems to be like the main prices, and this one is definitely on that £35 range. Now, do I think that's good value for money? I mean, in terms of the scent, yes. I mean, it does smell really quality. It's nothing about Lush in general across the whole range that really smells synthetic. They always pride themselves on pretty much using all natural ingredients, and you do get that here. It's very much natural oils, and it leaves this pleasant aroma that certainly smells more expensive than certain fragrances that you'd be paying £35 for. Now, I suppose the only thing with this one is a little bit that kind of puts me off buying it is they also do another lavender one called Sleepy, and Sleepy is in that £29 range. Now, Sleepy isn't actually quite as strong, and I think they used to market that one as a pillow spray, but it isn't anymore. I think it really just works as well as a body spray, almost as strong as this one. So I feel like because they're both lavender dominant, I wouldn't necessarily feel like I need both, and if I'm being honest, I'd probably just go for the other one, just because it's £6 cheaper, and I think it works pretty much in the same situations. This one doesn't really, in my opinion, kind of link itself to the name. $1 Million almost to me, maybe because of Packer about 1 million, but it almost feels more like a sort of clubbing type smell. It's going to be a bit more sweeter, you know, night out sort of fragrance, whereas this one is almost the opposite to that. It's quite calming, quite relaxing, and it reminds you more of a summer's day where you just want to chill out and relax. It doesn't maybe fit the name, so I'm going to give the score. It's certainly not a bad fragrance. It certainly smells its price, but I'm just going to mark it down for those two factors that they have with other lavender fragrance, and the name maybe doesn't suit the size of the name or the genre of the fragrance. So I'm going to go. We'll go 7.5 out of 10, straight down the middle for me in terms of a pass score. I think it's, as I said, if you want a high quality scent, you're getting that. But if you've had Sleepy and you like Sleepy, I don't think this one does anything different enough to make me think I've got to get this one as well for my collection. Okay, so on to versatility for $1 Million. How much can you dress this one up, dress this one down? Different ages, different occasions, different seasons, all those things. But it's definitely versatile. You know, you've got that bit of tonka bean, you've got obviously the lavender, and you've got rosewood. And these are all sort of notes that can be used in, you know, summer phrases or used in equal measure in night out phrases. Tonka bean particularly is more suited to the winter time. Lavender, as we know, is very much a calming, relaxing scent. Great for many occasions, and any occasion. The only thing it's not so good at is being really loud. I can't think of many loud lavender scents. The only one that really springs to mind is Creed Aberdeen Lavender, but that's obviously much stronger on the sort of vanillic creamy note in that rather than lavender itself. But yeah, this could be a signature scent. There's no two ways about it. And actually for Lush, that's not a bad thing. They have so many sweet gourmand fragrances like Sticky Days, which is probably my favourite one of theirs. You're not going to wear that on a hot day like today because it's too much, it's too heavy. This one isn't. It really strikes the good balance between everything, you know, between being not too weak, you know, it's enough to notice at the moment, but it's not too strong where it's like overpowering you in your face. Obviously the quantity of the oils, which you touched upon earlier, it means you can dress them up. It adds a little bit of class and sophistication about it, so if you did want to wear it with a suit and tie, you could do. I think it's straight down the middle unisex. Again, they're all notes that are in men's and women's fragrances in equal measure. And yeah, on a summer's day, it could be something that you wear to the office or just wear meeting up with friends, wherever you want to use it. I don't think it'll ever be wrong. But it's not really going to cut through the cold. It's not really a clubbing fragrance or anything like that. As I said, it doesn't really match the name. But other than that, if you wanted to wear this pretty much all the time, you could do it. For me, for that reason, I'm in a good mood. I'm going to go 10 out of 10 for this round for versatility. Okay, so on to projection then for $1 Million. How loud is this fragrance? How strong is it? Considering it's been about 25 minutes on my wall now. Well, one thing's for certain, I do not need to sort of bury my nose into my chest, into my clothing, into my arm to pick this one up. No, I've smelt it probably at least 15-20 times so far, in that, yeah, literally almost every minute now. It's not there like all the time, which is really nice. It just keeps coming back in its waves. Maybe that's where the wind's sort of blowing into my face, but it's definitely detectable, and it's one of them. I think it's going to be slightly underrated for its projection because it's not really loud. You think, oh, other people won't particularly notice this one. I think you're going to get a lot of people mention it, whether that's because they're just sitting in the same room as you, whether that's because they're sitting next to you. I think this one will actually fill a room. I don't think it's going to leave like a big scent trail or anything like that, but if you're in a room for a period of time, say half an hour to an hour, I think people who come in particularly will go, oh, something smells really nice in here, because again, lavender is that mass appealing smell. There's nothing too divisive here, and I think the projection is going to kick up more than I think, and that's probably in part because the oils are obviously really natural and really high quality in this, but also maybe that tonka bean and rosewood is just elevating the lavender a little bit more than maybe Sleepy does, so maybe it does justify that extra price which we spoke about earlier. So all in all, I think this is above average, for certainly for what the scent DNA is. I wouldn't have expected it to have been as loud as this, and I'm actually going to give it another really high score. I'm going to go for projection. I'm going to go 9 out of 10. Look, it's not up there as a beast mode scent if you don't think of it as anything like that, but for this genre of fragrance, when lavender isn't normally that strong, and certainly not in the lighter form which this fragrance is more built for, you know, the more summertime, this is punching above its weight. So yeah, definitely a 9 out of 10, and I think that just comes down to the quality that Lush fragrances are. Those natural oils are giving it that extra punch. Wow, look at how quiet it is in front of me. I'll show you. Honestly, I think everyone stayed in because it's been raining all day, but look at this. I love being near the sea, but let's go on to compliment factor then. So, do I think $1 million is a compliment getting scent? I really do, and I think it's going to be one of those underrated ones. Like I just said with projection, I think compliments here are going to be more than you think. It's one of them where, and I complimented the lady I work with again today. It's one where it's clean, it's calming, it's approachable, it's relaxing. And I think what I've always criticised with, let's say, Lush, is sometimes they can almost smell too foody, they can smell too realistic, and they can almost smell like, I don't know, a scented candle, or actually generally a food product. This one does say gourmand, as it says on the front, but it doesn't smell like a gourmand in the sense that it doesn't smell like a fragrance. No, it smells really like a high quality, all round good fragrance that people are going to gravitate towards. You know, if a woman or a man was wearing this one, old or young, anyone could pull this one off because it's got those calming effects and recognisable notes. And yeah, I mean, I'm smelling it at the moment, and it's amazing. It's simplicity done well. I've always criticised sometimes with a lot of brands is they try and do something a bit gimmicky, and Lush are the masters of making gimmicky things. This is like the real contradiction to banoffee pie. Now, I really like banoffee pie. It's got this synthetic banana smell, but it is moorish, it's delicious. This is the one that you kind of need as well to complement that. You don't want to always smell like a banana dessert, essentially. No, you want to sometimes smell like you're wearing something a bit classier, and that's what this has. This has that classy feel of, you're wearing quite an expensive fragrance. If a Dior or a Hermes or any of those sort of designer brands that charge £50, £60, maybe like even a Prada, was releasing a scent with this sort of quality, you'd go, yeah, that's really nice, I'm going to buy that. And that's a real credit to Lush. This is where I almost think that the bottles, they're like a detergent cleaner bottle. It's doing it a disservice because it's better than that. If you put this in a proper perfume bottle, made it look really high quality, people would go, yeah, that's a stunner. So I think it actually just needs to release a better bottle, because this is going to get compliments. I'm adamant this is going to get compliments. I know when my brother does wear this one, I'll certainly mention it because it's really nice. And for that reason, I'm actually going to give it a 9.5. The only thing that kind of marked it down a little bit for me is it isn't as loud as some of the others. So if you're wearing it in a situation where other people have got strong scents on, it might just be overpowered. But other than that, rock this, wear this. People are going to gravitate towards you, and they're going to ask, where's that coming from? And when they find out it's you, they're going to ask what it is. I'm certain of it. Okay, and it's time to sort of head back now because I've still got some packing to do. Yes, quite a lot of packing, to be honest, but the problem is I packed too early the other week. I started the packing, and you know what it's like, you put everything in your bag and you think, I'll remember what's in there. Then I'm like, oh, did I pack that? And then I ended up just taking everything out of my bag and then essentially having to start again. So anyway, it's not waffling on, Harry. You can tell I'm in a very happy mood today. Let's talk about longevity. Can I still smell it? So it's been about, by the way, it's been about an hour and a half since I applied the fragrance, and it's still there. Now, is it as strong as it was? No, it's probably, to be honest, has worn off a tiny bit. It's probably about 65 to 70% as strong. do I think on a hot day like today, if I'd been out walking for say 4 to 5 hours, do I think it probably would have worn off by now? Probably yes. I think it would have gone. I certainly would be thinking about reapplying it. But in a climate controlled environment where I think this one's going to be best, just to, nothing too hot, nothing too cold, I think this would be fine. This is going to get you through certainly 5 to 6 hours. I think it's going to push that long, but I think it will be very much a skin scent by that stage, after about 4 hours. So it's not bad. It's probably what I would expect for this sort of fragrance. It's still slightly better than average, I would say. And again, I put that down to the fact maybe the tonka bean, the rosewood, but also, as we said earlier, the quality of the oils Lush uses. They are very good, and considering it's quite a basic scent, I think it's done pretty well to last that long. So I'm going to say for longevity, we'll do it up for 7.5. It'll get you through the job that it's meant to do, whether that's just, as I said, to wear in the office for a 5-6 hour shift, to go to the shops, to go out for a walk like I'm doing. I think that's going to be fine. But for those other situations where you want a little bit more, I think you're going to want something else to complement this, or even do some weird layering, get some petroleum jelly and layer it on your body with this, and maybe it'll get a bit extra. But I think if you do really like this one, I'd probably take this one to work with you just to be safe, because you're never going to get sick of this smell. Well, not in my opinion. I'm really liking it. It smells like $1 million. The scores have all been counted up, and I cannot believe what score I've given this out of 50 today. So what has $1 million got when we've considered price, we considered versatility, projection, compliment factor and longevity? It's got 43.5 out of 50. And to be honest with you, I think I probably now in hindsight would have given it more. I obviously said at the time I don't think you need Sleepy and $1 Million, because they're both obviously lavender heavy. And to be honest, I probably still agree with that. It doesn't feel like either of them do anything too different that make you think I've got to have both, because I think I'd wear them both in the same situation. That being said, is this one £6 better than Sleepy? Yeah, I think it is. It feels more intense. It almost feels like you could have called this almost a flanker of Sleepy and called it like Deep Sleep or something, because it definitely has that extra performance. And that might be, again, the tonka bean, it might be the rosewood, or it might just be the fact it's a high quality fragrance, but it's pretty impressive. It's got a little bit more bite about it, which I certainly enjoy, because I do prefer things that are that little bit heavier. So look, overall, I think the main thing I would take away from this is it doesn't smell like a Lush fragrance. It's one of them where, again, I always associate Lush with smelling food, biscuits, or sticky dates just smells like a nice caramel vanillic sort of smell. You smell more like a food item, and that's kind of what I think they are. They're meant to be a bit fun. This one doesn't feel like it is fun. This just feels like it's calming, relaxing, and it's one for more your fragrance enthusiasts. This one could be elevated, in my opinion, from they're downplaying the quality of the scent they've got here, in my opinion, because this stacks up honestly with many fragrances that you're paying £50-60 for. I think it smells just as good as I don't know, some of those old Prada Luna Rosses, and what one did I have? Mont Blanc Legend, where they were strong on the lavender in the past. Abercrombie and Fitch Fizz. This is better than them. If you want those lavender scents, in my opinion, this is miles better in terms of quality. And I just think, put it in a better bottle, and this one would, it would have a little bit more respect, because it definitely does deserve some respect. Maybe it really is worth $1 million. I wouldn't pay that for it, but do you know what? £35, I think it's actually really good value for money. I wish I'd given a little bit more on that now, but I've got to be honest in terms of what I smell at the time. And as I said, if you've got Sleepy, I don't think you need this one at the time, but once you finish Sleepy, give this one a try. See if you prefer this one. See if you think it had a little bit more depth, because I definitely think it does. And I can see this one being a staple in their collection. I can really see this one not being just like a limited edition scent, because you could wear it all through the year, and it does smell like a high quality fragrance. So yeah, well done to Lush. I always find it hard to sort of know how they can keep going, because they release so many new fragrances every year. They almost just discontinue alone, just bring out more, and yeah, they're still very good on the whole. There's still a lot more hits than misses, and this one for me is definitely a hit. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one today, and time to go finish my packing now. You're going to see plenty of holiday vlogs coming soon, so hopefully you'll enjoy those ones. But yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you later.